Good morning, everybody. The August 10, 2018 specially called Veterans Land Board meeting will now come to order. In accordance with Texas Government Code 551 Tech 127 and Texas Department of Information rules and guidance, board members Andrew Kobos and Grant Moody will be joining today's meeting via video conference. Per Texas Government Code 551 Tech 127 Section C, the VLB chairman, who is me, is physically present at one location of the meeting that is open to the public during the open portions of the meeting. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from our last meeting, which was July 26, 2018, Veterans Land Board meeting. After the board has had a chance to review, all members of the board that are in attendance in today's meeting were in attendance, so all of us can review, and assuming no questions, comments, or objections, I could entertain a motion to confirm said minutes.
This is Andrew Kobos. I've reviewed the minutes and I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
A motion is made, seconded, and carries unanimously to approve the minutes. Next item on the agenda is number 2, consideration action on the appointment of an interim executive secretary for the Veterans Land Board.
Good morning. Mark Havens, for the record, Chief Clerk, Deputy Land Commissioner. Morning, Chairman, members. Just want to briefly state that Ken Wallingford here has joined us, and he has recently been named Acting Senior Deputy Director of Veterans Programs for the VLB. So that is a recent change we've made here at the Land Office. And serving in somewhat of a dual role, we would have, staff would recommend that in that capacity as Acting Senior Deputy Director, that he also be named Interim Executive Secretary for the Veterans Land Board.
Any questions from the board at this time?
No.
Do you know how long that interim position is going to be held? Are we beginning a search for a person to hold that position, or is this? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yes, the interim position will be until we find a replacement. So I don't know exact timeline on that. We are searching as we speak. Posting has gone live, so we are looking into that, and we'll at some point return to you with a nomination for new executive secretary.
Okay. All right, I have no further questions.
One question: has the GLO executive always served as the executive secretary of VLB, or has that just been a recent situation with Mr. Elledge?
Don't know. We will find out from staff. Yes. Oh, okay. Simple answer. Yes.
Assuming no further questions, could entertain a motion to approve staff recommendation.
This is Andrew Kobos. I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion is made, seconded, and carries unanimously to approve item number 2. Next item on the agenda is number 3, as stated.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, for the record, Rusty Martin, Chief Investment Officer. So approval of this agenda item is going to constitute the approval of the extension of the existing VLB land mortgage loan servicing and master servicing contract with Dovin Mule Mortgage, Inc. for one additional 10-year term, and that's in accordance with the provisions of the existing DMI contract. As you know, DMI provides servicing and master servicing for the land mortgage loans in the Veterans Land Program. The original contract with DMI became effective on December 1st, 2007, and it expires on August 31st of this year. The board, at its own discretion, may extend the contract for one additional 10-year term, with the extension subject to terms and conditions mutually agreeable to both parties in their respective sole discretions. In exchange for providing these services, VLB currently pays DMI an annual rate of 35 basis points on the total unpaid principal balance of the land mortgage loan portfolio. The total amount paid to DMI has increased over time, of course, as the size of the land mortgage portfolio has grown. When we first entered into the contract with them, that was when we started the land mortgage program, so it has grown over time. In fiscal year 2016, for example, the fee totaled approximately $970,000 and was about $1.1 million for fiscal year 2017. For comparative purposes, in the housing assistance program, there are several servicers in that program. They receive an annual fee of between 25 basis points and 37.5 basis points of total UPB of that loan portfolio, plus Nationwide Mortgage, which is the master servicer in the program, receives an annual fee of 2.5 basis points. So the total is a range of 27.5 to 40 basis points on total UPB in the housing program. Therefore, the rate that DMI is earning at 35 basis points is in the middle of that fee range that's paid to providers in the housing assistance program. DMI has performed well under the existing contract, and they've proven to be a really good partner in delivering their services to the VLB and to the borrowers in the program. Therefore, staff is recommending that the board approve the extension of the existing contract with DMI to provide the VLB with land mortgage loan servicing and master servicing for one additional 10-year term in accordance with the provisions of the existing contract. And in addition, staff recommends that the board authorize staff to negotiate an annual fee not to exceed the currently existing fee of 35 basis points of the total unpaid principal balance of the land mortgage loan portfolio, providing those services. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from the board at this time?
This is Andrew Kobos. Rusty, thank you very much for that presentation, and thank you to all the staff and Anthony for sending these documents over and giving us the opportunity to review this contract. And having seen that and looked through it, provided a greater level of comfort with, given the size of this contract. And so I don't really have any questions, but I just appreciate you guys working hard to set up this meeting and getting that out to us.
Of course.
Any questions? Andrew?
I don't have any questions. I'll make a motion if there's no questions to approve the staff recommendation.
Just one further question. And Rusty, I again appreciate the conversation we had yesterday and the information you provided. To the point about negotiations and the volume, do you have any better idea as far as the change in volumes over the last 10 years that we've had with that contract?
Well, the program was new when we started, so it started at zero. We're somewhere, we're running around 280 million right now in unpaid principal balance. I expect that we will be average somewhere around 300 million is my best guess. So there definitely has been increase in volume. That may provide some room for negotiation with them. I have a call into them to talk about that, but the guy that I'll negotiate with is on vacation right now, so I don't have any feedback at all at this point. But I think what should give you comfort is that the fee that we're paying, considering that a land mortgage is a very unusual product to begin with, the fee that we're paying is in the middle of the range that we're paying in the housing program, should give you comfort that we're already getting a good deal, and if we can get an even better deal, we will certainly make that happen.
Yeah, and obviously with the suite of products that we offer, it's kind of unique, and that point that you made makes sense as well when it comes to working with one provider.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Rusty, I actually did have another question.
Sure.
And that is that in addition to the fee that we're paying here under this contract, do they receive compensation from the end user or from the person who has that actual mortgage?
No. No, they do not.
Okay. So their total compensation is what is contained within this contract?
That's correct.
Okay.
I move we approve the extension for the 10-year contract.
And I'll second it.
Motion is made, seconded, and carries unanimously to approve item number 3. Final item on the agenda is number 4.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members.
Thank you, Rusty.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members. For the record, my name is John Berkeley. I'm the Deputy Director for the Texas State Veterans Nursing Homes. Item number 4 for consideration and possible action is a renewal of contract 16194009598 Omnicare Pharmacy, Texas. This is for the consideration and action to approve the Omnicare pharmacy contract for renewal for 3 years to provide pharmaceutical services for the Texas State Veterans Homes. The original contract was awarded through an RFP that began in February 25th, 2016. The contract expires August 31st, 2018. The original value was $8 million, but due to increases in medication costs and a 30% increase in the number of 70% service-connected disabled residents and higher, an additional 1.7 was added earlier this year. The renewal contract carries a value of $12.5 million. Contract reflects the cost of medications for our 70% service-connected first days medications, veterans receiving aid and attendance, Medicare A, emergency medications, but it also covers the Medicaid residents and antibiotics. A&A residents receive their medications from the VA pharmacy except for first dose medications and emergency medications. Through this fiscal year, we had a total number of medications ordered, 99,202. Of that, 89.94% were generics, of which we negotiated a 5% reduction in the cost of those, and brand medications of 10.6. However, when you look at the price for the generics versus the brand, the generics only reflect 42% of the cost, and brands are not 58%. The medications cost is generally a pass-through cost for us, reimbursed through service-connected, enhanced per diem for our service-connected disabled, regular per diem for our regular veterans, and third-party insurance such as TRICARE, Medicare D part plans. Medicare is reimbursed through CMS, and Medicaid through Health and Human Services. I recommend that if there are no questions, I would recommend that we approve this 3-year contract renewal. Gentlemen, are there any questions this time?
Just a quick comment. I think that it did a great job with reducing the generic rate from 70 to 75% in that reduction. I really appreciate that, and thank you for your work.
Well, we're also working on for our generics, we also have a pilot program for using discounted coupons from the manufacturers that in the first 3-4 months of this year, it actually reduced our cost by $100,000. So we're hoping to expand that program going into the future.
Any questions from the board at this time?
No questions here.
I'll move that we approve the 3-year contract renewal for Omnicare.
And I'll second.
A motion is made, seconded, and carries unanimously to approve item number 4. Thank you, Mr. Berkeley.
Thank you, gentlemen.
And would concur with both Mr. Kobos and Mr. Moody that appreciate staff for responding so quickly on the request for additional information from the board and moving in a quick fashion in the interim. So appreciate everybody's work. With that, and there being no further business before the board, the meeting is hereby adjourned.